Super Mario Galaxy means a lot to me. Like many others, I would consider this one of my favorite games of all time, and I still very fondly remember playing it for the first time over my best friend's house when it first came out. But the one thing I never did was play the sequel, for as beloved as the first game was, for some reason I just never picked up the sequel. Over the last few years on the internet though, I've been seeing a lot of discussion on which one is considered the better one of the duo, with a good amount of people in both camps. So I finally decided to play the sequel and see for myself what my opinion was. This is my opinion on if Super Mario Galaxy 2 is better than the first game. Let's get started. Now I'm going to be completely transparent here and acknowledge that I definitely have some nostalgia bias in this race. That being said, I really did try and take this as objectively as possible and was completely willing to let Galaxy 2 win me over if it had the ability to. With that being said, I think in the end I still think Galaxy 1 is the better game, but I'll go into more detail. One of the first things that I think the first game does better is the hub world. Starship Mario is really cool, I like the design, and I understand the functionality it does is pretty much the exact same as the Comet Observatory. But I feel like the Comet Observatory does such a better job at making the world feel complete and connected, and I just personally really don't like the level select of 2, and much prefer having to go into the planetariums and the observatory. I just think the level select ruins the flow of the game a lot more than the pole stars did in the first game. Beyond that, in terms of the galaxies, I honestly felt like it was just more of the first game. Not super distinctive, just more of an already good thing. I know this game came to life because the dev team had too many ideas for the first game that they couldn't fit in, and honestly it shows. When you get to the levels, it really feels like you're just back playing the original Galaxy. In this way, the two games in my eyes are equals. In the same line of thinking, the one thing I feel like 2 did worse was the bosses. Galaxy 1 just had more interesting boss fights in my opinion, and I liked that they stood alone instead of all of them being directly related to Bowser like they are, associated with Bowser Jr. in 2. Overall, I just felt like there was more creativity in the bosses in Galaxy 1. The biggest addition 2 has over 1 is of course Yoshi. I really love his addition here, and I think he adds so much extra gimmicks and fun to the already great level design, and using him is very fluid and smooth. I like the new power-ups that are added for him, like the air fruit or the light bulb one that you use in some of the ghost levels. It definitely gives the levels that he features in a leg up over galaxies from the first game. I'm really happy he's here, and I argue he could have been used more overall. Beyond these comparisons of the bosses and Yoshi though, I can't really compare these two games on anything else. The graphics, the music, the controls, they're all the same as each other, so there's no discernible differences worth mentioning. It's all really good because these games are really good. It's as simple as that. In the end, the two Super Mario Galaxy games are pretty close to each other. I would argue that, although the first will always have my heart as the better game, 2 is an incredibly close second to the point where I would maybe even consider them equal, with 2 almost being like a DLC or expansion pass to the first game. I really hope one day we can get a Galaxy 3, because with modern gaming ability, I feel like there's so much more potential to this franchise that got cut out in its prime. What do you think of the debate? Do you think Galaxy 1 or 2 is better, and why? Debate it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Thanks for watching!